Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Thursday. Last day of July, July 31st, 2025, and I'm glad you're here. Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message, the word right just kept coming to mind, but not as in, you know, get up, stand up for your rights, or you have the right to party, or being right, even necessarily. It's about saying the right thing at the right time, the right way. So there are some tricky plays in the playbook. Disagreeing with your boss without getting yourself fired or cut. uh, big one, big one. Uh, saw a guy named Reno Perry on LinkedIn, and he had a list of ways to contradict your boss that are respectful but get the point across, right? I mean, because we've all been there. You see a better way, you think of a better idea, you're drowning in priorities, the deadlines are crazy, you're asked to cut corners, and being in state government, we cut corners a lot. Um, or, you're holding it all together with duct tape and baling wire, and you're trying to act like you're being innovative. So you're gonna have some different ideas than the people in charge from time to time. So Reno had some ideas. I've expanded on them a little bit. So let's jump in. You see a better option. I've got an idea that might get even better results. Can I run it by you? That way, you're showing initiative. You're not being insubordinate. If your timeline is crazy, um, I want to make sure we get this right. Can we shift the deadline a bit or add some support so our quality doesn't suffer? That way, you are prioritizing excellence. You're not making excuses. Um, I had a boss, and I think I've mentioned this to you or not. I can't remember. Been doing this a year and a half, so I know some of my anecdotes are going to be repetitive. But I had a boss who he would tell me, "Okay, I need you to do this and this and this and this," and I'd ask him to prioritize, and he would say, "They're all important." Okay, when you're spinning plates, you need to make sure you spin the one that is most likely going to fall and break stuff. So, you know, I had to be my own assessor there. I had to figure it out. So, if you're in a similar situation, yeah, you might ask them, okay, I'm juggling several things that are high priority. What do you want me to focus on first? And that shows that you want to deliver, but be prepared to have that thrown back at you and say, I don't know, or they're all important. Now, invariably, if you have a boss like that guy was, I would, I would go to him and say, okay, just finish this. And he'd say, well, why didn't you do that first? Because you didn't tell me to do that first. I made an assessment. I figured out what I wanted to do, what I thought was. Anyway, I could rail about that guy for a long time, and I'm not going to. If they ask you to cut corners, um, to say, something along the lines of that, I want to make sure we do this right. If speed is the issue, where do you want me to cut the corners? Where should I best streamline this? Because that way you're showing you still care about the quality of your output, but you're staying flexible. If it's deja vu all over again and they keep coming back to the same tired ideas or things that are just, aren't going to work. The last time we tried this, the results weren't great. Maybe even you could call it a backfire a little bit. Can we try another angle? That way you're leaning on the experience that you've had rather than just saying, no, that's silly, that's stupid, you're wrong. That might be your underlying message, but you're instead of hitting him with a brick, you're hitting him with a pillow. So anyway, um, if you don't have enough information, um, can I get you to clarify some things? I want to make sure that I'm on the right track and I'm doing, what you want me to prioritize or the jobs that need to be done. Again, it's not hesitation, it's being thoughtful. You're wanting to make sure that you do it right. Right thing, right way, right time. Again, if it's getting heated, this really matters to me. Can we take a break, talk about this a little bit, and then pick it back up? You're hitting pause, you're not lighting a fuse, you're trying to lower the temperature a little bit. And if you get told, well, this is the way it is, and you're going to agree with me, don't don't contradict your boss in public. Don't contradict your boss in small groups, unless it's the kind of group where that kind of interaction is valued. Let them know that you're supporting the direction, but you hope that you can revisit it at some future point. And then last but not least, if you just flat out disagree with the feedback, thank them and then ask if you can offer some more context. Sometimes they're going to say yes, sometimes they're going to say no, but it shows that you're wanting to start a conversation instead of building a wall. Bottom line is, leadership and being led is quite often not about being right. It's not saying yes, but you do have to make sure you say the right things the right way at the right time. Do it calmly, clearly, respectfully, and you're going to minimize the possibility that you might get handed a pink slip because nobody wants that. You're not just avoiding trouble, though, you're building trust. And ultimately, that's what you want with your supervisors and your team. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you will give me a like, a follow, and a share, no matter what platform you're on. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon.